This is Stephanie at Hightower Stitching, and what I'm doing today is going back and looking at the cathedral window because I had a couple questions about sewing the edges together. So I'm going to start and just go back to the beginning of the cathedral window in case you haven't seen this part or if you just need a refresher. And we start with an 8-inch square. And I like to use muslin because you're going to do a lot of folding, and the muslin is very forgiving and it's nice and soft to sew through. So I've taken my 8-inch square and I have folded down about 1/4 of an inch along each side. And at first it seems kind of tedious, but then you get faster and faster at it. And then take it and fold it into 4ths, and this is going to help when you get ready to fold. And I even think I put a slight crease with the iron there just so because you never can tell when you're going to start up with them. And just throw them into a pile and have yourself a whole pile to work with because it takes a good many. All right, the second thing, once you get that done, is to take and fold each of the corners into the center. And I just had these pinned to sort of keep them stable so I can get it to look like I want it to. And so I start from the center and sew out. And then I come back, start from the center and sew out. I have tried before starting here and going across, but it wasn't worth the trouble, so I just start back there. And pretty soon you got this neat little closed up section, and you don't put a very big stitch back there. It's just enough to hold those in place. Then what you're going to do, and those I just had in there to hold it, I like to do that, is you're going to take that corner and you're going to fold it into the center. And usually what I do is I fold the two opposite ones, take the pins out, fold the two opposite ones in, and then just do like 2 stitches to catch that and get it nice and squared off. The more you do your squaring off as you go, the better. And then you take the other 2 and fold those in. And when you get all those folded in and tacked right there in the middle, you have this neat, another little pocket. And you can see why the more you're careful about your folding, the better. And now this has got the 2 little stitches holding it. This is going to be the back side of if it's a quilt, so that'll look pretty good. If it's a pillow, it'll be hidden inside. And so there we have what we're going to start with. Okay, and then remember you're going to need some 2-inch. If you're using this side, you're going to have some 2-inch squares. That's where your colorful part's going to come from. So if you look at the back of this one, I've taken 2 of those nice blocks that we made and I've stitched them together. Now, what I did was, let's see, find another one. Sorry about that. But I put 2 of them together face to face and then sewed that, but I sewed it on the inside. Okay, let me get myself straight here. So if this was my finished pocket and I had another one, I would put those with the pocket part facing out. I hope that's clear now. And then I'm going to take and stitch that really neatly. And you'll get so good at stitching that. You'll catch threads, but you won't have to catch all the way through real big. You don't want a really big stitch right there. And when you open it up and you look at the back, you can see you're not going to see any stitches hardly on the back of your quilt. But the most of the important thing is to make it strong enough so it'll stay together. And then once you get those 2, this one and this one put together, you have this great little window where you're going to put your color in. And where I'm trying to get you to is where I'm going to sew the 2 rows together. So I've already finished that one. I would be on to this one next. And if you remember, and what I usually do is I take and I fold it up And you can see how it's making a nice arch. And once I get it folded like that, I have started putting a pin in there. So I'm going to steal this one out of the middle. This is fun doing this through the camera. And then I'm going to turn and I'm going to do the next one. Because actually what I like to do is start with where I've got two of them folded up. Because I'm going to start right here with my thread. Now, I'm using a double thread to sew those together. And then, but now I can go ahead and see, you can stop and you can cut through, and I'm going to do where I'm sewing them together. And this is the way we've got it so far. This is actually the one I started last time. You can see some of my black thread, so don't use black thread. That was just for demonstration purposes. All right, and I'm going to take this pin out because I've already sewn these two together. And when I do that, when I'm sewing my rows together, it makes another box. And so you would grab one of your colors, whether you were making a kid pillow or somebody else's, and you take and you put that box right down in there. And don't make it a skimpy 2-inch, because what I found is sometimes I like it to be just a tad, a nice 2-inch, because when you get ready to fold those pieces down, you catch all of that material right through there. So I'll pull him back out right now because we're not going there. So I had, this is just a mini section, and I had pinned the two parts together with the pocket going to be outside. Okay, now where I am is right here. And you can see I've got my two threads using the same color. And it's so neat once you get going because it'll be so pretty. I've got a nice sharp needle and good light. I've got to tell you, that makes it easier so you don't get sloppy. And I'm just going to run it from the back to the front. Not a great big stitch. And you get better and better. It's like when you're doing your running stitches. Everything gets better with a little bit of practice. And you catch that material right through there. You know, my fingers, I've been working out in the yard, so I've got green fingernails now. And then keep going. And let's tip it up here, see if that helps. So I had someone to show me how to do it, so I don't have a problem showing anybody. And I really appreciated somebody asking, because I like to go back and show how you do something. And I'm going to go all the way across over to this corner and stitch it. And that's all. That's just like the way you put the two together to make your long rows. And you can make, when my mother-in-law and I were making that great big king size, 10-pound king size one that we did, she would work on a strip during the week, and like maybe we had 27 of them, and then I'd work on a strip, and when we'd get together, I'd sew the strips together and start putting the colors in there. And there you can see when I take, let's just pull some of these pins out of here. I love pins. They keep things in place. Then all of a sudden, I've got two to do. Now, my suggestion is, once you add that row on there, go and do these and put those fabric in there so that you don't have to have something really thick to grasp. Because if you start trying to hold it and turn it, then you've got too much material. It'll make it harder. It's possible to do it, but it just makes it harder. And one thing that I wanted to not forget to tell you was when you are doing the little pocket, you want to take and also go up to these corners, and you might have seen that on the other one. Be sure you go back up there and just do a little tack through there, like a knot. Go around it once and knot up and then go down in. Because even now, after I've done this so many times, that little bit of knotting on that corner, when you get ready to put them together, just makes them fit beautifully. when you're stitching them. This is Stephanie at Hightower Stitching. I hope this has been helpful. If it has, please subscribe and hit like. And if you have a comment, please put comments. I love to read the comments. Thank you.